All right. I think we've got it working now. Hopefully everything is happening good. This is the third attempt, of course, because I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Weird, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Let's make sure that this one is working. Yeah, my volume is all jacked up and everything. That's so screwy. Let's back that off just a little bit so it's not so loud. This is fun. Okay, we will let you know if what happens. Thank you, because this is the craziest crap I've ever seen. All right, we are starting the third time's a charm. Hopefully this works. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's going on. We'll see if this all works out. Man, crazy stuff. And this isn't a very long thing, but they're making it really difficult on me to do anything. Let's do this. And of course, you'll see that there's because I don't pay for StreamYard anymore, so it'll have the little logo up there. Of course, there we are. And now, here we go. Let's try this a third time.
Footage of the search warrant that was conducted, and I focused attention to the body cam footage that involved the money count. And when I say money count, there were actually two money counts. There was from the body cam video footage, there was money that was collected from one room of the home, and there was other monies that were collected from another, what appeared to be another room of the home. So you had a money count in this room that totaled a certain amount, and then you had a money count in another room that totaled a certain amount.
And do you remember what the alleged discrepancy was? Maybe not in terms of numbers right now, we'll get to that, but just in general, what was the problem? There was something, an amount was recorded that didn't actually comport with the amount of money that was there. Is that?
That's correct. So what was reported altogether was $400 missing, alleged to be missing.
Alleged, yeah. There was $400 missing.
From the first money count, from the one room money count, and $10 from another money count from the other room. That totaled to $400.
All right. And
I want to thank you guys for sticking with me.
You reviewed some body cam. Do you know whose body cam footage that was?
That was Detective Newland's body cam.
Okay. And you reviewed that body cam?
I did.
And were you able to come to any conclusions after your review of that body cam?
So the body cam footage that I reviewed in the one room that was counted as $4,390. I reviewed that body cam footage, and it was clear to me that there was a miscount of $390.
And can you explain to us what it was about the body cam footage that led you to that conclusion?
Well, it's just also not the video footage.
What does this have to do?
So video and audio.
Why are they trying this case right here? Why are they retrying this? Because it doesn't matter at this point. We want to explain the body cam, and we went through all of this. It doesn't matter. This is about a defamation case. Why are you bringing this crap up? Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that the dude isn't sitting there going, Your Honor, we object. Why are we talking about a body cam? We saw what they did. They flipped off the camera. They stole his damn money, and he wrote songs mocking the sheriff's department in Adams County. None of this other crap matters. That's what we're here for.
Together assisted me to determine this, but it's clearly on video. If you want me to explain.
Please do. Yeah.
Oh, please explain to us, Mr. Officer.
What Detective Newland does in counting this money was you can see as he starts, he lays two $100 bills on the ground. You can clearly see that.
Uh-huh.
And as he's counting the money, you can see it in body cam video, such as I'll demonstrate as I'm talking. And you can hear him count. With $200 on the ground, you can hear him count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, so he can't count?
And then he shuffles the money. And then when he lays down on the $200,
don't care.
he lays a single $100 bill down, and now he's counting 7, 8, 9, 10. So what he's counting as $1,000 is clearly that he only has $600 in the pile.
Don't care.
And as he continue on with the body cam video footage, he makes.
What does this have to do with anything? So he miscounted. He still wrote down, it does not matter. He wrote down that there was X amount of dollars. What was it? 5,000? Wrote down that there was 5,000. There's money missing. Whenever they tag that thing and they write down $5,000 and then it comes back and there's not $5,000 there, there's money missing. And if AFROMAN counts it and there's not $5,000 there, then they are missing 5,000. They're missing the amount of money that was written on the evidence bag. None of this fucking matters. Oh, he didn't do anything wrong? Tough shit. He did absolutely everything wrong. From the time that they got that search warrant, the time they talked to that CI, they did every damn thing wrong. That's it. That's what matters. They did every step of the process. They fucked it up.
Piles of 100, and there's several piles of 100, hence 4,000.
Yeah,
over $4,000.
Exactly.
But as he's collecting the amounts, the money from the piles that he made,
good strategy.
He collects. You can clearly see on body cam where he's collecting as $100. It actually contains $110. Now you can clearly see this on body cam video where there's a $50 bill underneath 320s. He picks that up and he collects it as 100, but it's clearly 110.
That doesn't matter. It does not matter. Here's the thing. If he does not know how to count money, that is his problem. Then make him make up the extra money on his side of it. If he doesn't know how to count, he's definitely not going to be getting a job, working the cash register at the grocery store. But, he's held to a little bit of a higher standard. And if you don't hold these police officers that higher standard, then screw them. They're the ones that screwed up. If they did it with him, just think who else they're going to do this crap with. Jeez.
He had a pile over to, in the video footage, you see it on his left side. He's got a pile over there, and he counted of $90. So he has 3 piles of 100s now in front of him. He picks that up, and he picks up what he collected as $90.
Sesame Street calling the count.
So he writes down on a piece of paper $4,390, when in fact the $390 doesn't really exist.
Whoopee. Doesn't matter.
And your review of the body cam convinced you that that was the source of the discrepancy between the $4,000 that was actually in the bag and the $4,390
Don't care.
that was written on the bag?
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned a second pile of money, or a second bunch of money that was collected from another floor or another room. Can you tell us about your investigation into that alleged discrepancy?
Yes. So in watching that body footage, now this is the monies, I guess, that were uncovered in another room of the home. I could not make a determination like I could on the other count. It just didn't provide me a clear.
That's on you.
Counted as $641 was what was written on the packaging material that was used, and counted as $641. When in essence, I believe when it was returned to the homeowner, I believe $631 was actually in the bag, a $10 discrepancy.
Who cares? You screwed up. Full of crap. Just $400. No one will notice. Oops, bag mark 5,000, not 4,600. Yeah, that's where it matters. If you come up 400 short as a cashier at Walmart, I wonder if you would still have a job afterwards. Yeah. It's just not a higher standard, just the same standard. Any cashier came up $390 short on a register would be fired. Yeah. Yep. And yet they were just like, oh, well, it's clear that he just made a counting mistake. This guy just brought in to confuse everyone with his BS explaining of how the cops effed up. No, he was in charge of handling the evidence in the evidence locker, from what I can understand. Nobody, there's so many ways that they could have handled counting that money. He could have counted it out on the actual body cam and screwed up. And then whenever he got down there to the actual evidence locker, instead of just going, yeah, there's 5,000 here, he could have sat there right in front of the guy, count it out again, and then they could have fixed that discrepancy before that ever happened. But they didn't do that because it wasn't labeled until they put the tape on it. And then you would have to show the chain of custody. You could have fixed all of this right off the bat and saying, as we're counting it out here, it's missing 400 and some odd dollars. I mean, there's so many screw ups along the way.
I couldn't account for that on body video or the audio displayed, so I couldn't come to a conclusion to that amount.
So
sure.
For this $10 discrepancy between 631 and 641, you were not able to determine one way or the other.
That's correct.
What happened to that money?
That's correct.
On the $390 discrepancy, you were
got a C- in high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And did you draw any conclusions at all about the $10 discrepancy, even though you couldn't see anything on video?
Yeah.
No, he's the one that did the investigation into it. It's and this is the problem whenever you've got like your people that are coming in and doing their the internal affairs. They're still cops. Just like these people, man. These people.
I didn't conduct an interview with Detective Nolan. I didn't find it necessary, but I couldn't come to the conclusion of the 10.
You came to a conclusion, a bad one.
And I don't think it would be so far forward for me to conclude that might have been a miscount. But again, I couldn't come to that conclusion. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. And did you know Detective Newland before you started this investigation?
No.
Okay. Did you know anybody or have any relationship with anybody
Jim.
who was involved in this, in the cash that you were counting and investigating?
No.
Did you issue a report as a result
That's
of your
good. All right.
I did.
And is that report part of kept in the public record as part of your normal duties as a detective?
Yes.
Could we have, what exhibit is that, Natalie?
31.
Thank you.
31.
Okay, we're showing you exhibit 31.
Okay.
Detective Robinson. And it looks like, first of all, from this little snippet we're looking at here from the first page, do you recognize this as part of the report you issued?
I do.
Outside agency requesting review of evidence and property
like
item discrepancy.
December 8th of 2022.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So,
That's correct.
Okay.
but look, we researched it.
And then can you go to the second page of the report, please?
Because you dumb to know it's wrong.
And then the third page of the report. And
Look, we even took
do you
notes.
recognize this, Detective, as the beginning of your narrative report of your investigation and the results contained in it?
Yes.
And we don't need to take time right now to review everything, but
That's right,
down at
Shirley.
the
I'm gonna private the other ones.
last sentence of the second paragraph, you wrote, "The monies returned did not equal to what was indicated
Hey, thanks, Rob Payton. I will read super chats as they come in. So let's say it's bad county, which it wasn't, and not theft, which it was. Why does he still have his job? McDonald's cashier would be fired. Right. And it wasn't it wasn't hard. They could have come up with a discrepancy out of whatever extra funds they had and got that taken care of. I mean, here's the thing. Government walked in. They got a completely legal search warrant. They busted down his door. They went through all of his material and everything that he had there, looking for, this truckload of drugs that was supposed to be there, kidnapped victims, which were supposed to be there. They're looking for a torture room where he's torturing people off of a tip from a CI, which was supposed to be a confidential informant, therefore confidential. They bust down his door and they leave it basically like it is. Take his money, take a couple of J's. They go down and put all this stuff in the evidence locker, and because they're going to try him, and the prosecutor's like, yeah, there's not enough here for me to try. You found nothing. So they left the man's door destroyed. They left his house gone through, which is pretty big violation. And he's got no recourse whenever they come up short with the money. No recourse whatsoever. What is he supposed to do? I mean, only the government can do this to you. They can come in, bust down your door and go, oops, sorry, wrong house. And what are you left doing? You're left picking up the pieces of them destroying your shit, taking away your feeling of safety and security. Thank you, government. Yes. Why do you think that he made those damn videos? And this is why they lost.
That had been originally removed from the home. Did I read that correctly?
You read it correctly.
And that's referring to this cash discrepancy that you just talked about.
Correct.
And then let's go down a little bit further. And there in your report, there's some numbers there on the left, 1 through 7, with various numbers. What are those and why are those there? Just give us a little snippet of what
Sure.
you're doing.
I mentioned that I wanted to conduct an audit of the monies coming in that were brought in to the sheriff's office by deputies, detectives, agents, what have you, from scenes, to see if there's a pattern or an issue. There were nearly 70 items, 60 something items that we counted. We actually broke open the packages, examined what was on the packaging, the amount, and then physically counted the money in each package. In almost those nearly 70 packages, we did find 7 discrepancies in those money counts by various deputies, detectives, agents, whoever brought those in. I don't have that list, but of the 7 discrepancies, 3 contained monies that were less than what was indicated on the package, with the highest amount being $5. 4 of those discrepancies, 4 of the 7, actually contained more money that was in the packaging that was listed on the packaging, and that highest amount being $2.40. And a lot of this involved some coin change, if you will.
Okay. And Detective, what did you conclude as a result, if anything, as a result of this investigation into the...
Of the 66 evidence bags handled, good Lord, man. Man, we got a bunch of baggies here. Let's just throw shit into bags and we'll carry all this down there. Good Lord.
Full evidence room here at Adams County.
This didn't cause any red flags to us that there was a huge issue or anything. That this is a common mistake of counting money and coin.
A common mistake. So they commonly can't count. You gotta be kidding me. How bad are these cops that they can't count simple, did they pass math or were they part of the new math or something? Because good Lord, man, they are lost. Look at all the white support Afro-Man getting after a case. Now it's great. He's always had white support. Man, who has not heard of Afro-Man? I just love it that he's become relevant again. That's so beautiful. Not that he ever was not, but good Lord. Maybe in your police department. I don't know. Jay grifted the missing money from the cops. Afroman did. Yeah.
It really didn't send us a red flag.
And then let's turn to the, no, hang on, I'm sorry. Yeah, while we're still at this page at the very bottom, this is simply, I think, reciting what you've just testified to. Can you just read that for us, starting with while counting out? Can you see your computer monitor, or is it?
Can you see it on this one?
Is that easier or
That's
not?
better.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Well,
Feel free. Yeah,
While counting $100 bills, two $100 bills was placed
While
down
counting
on the
$100
ground and
two
started
$100
counting
bills was
continues.
placed down on
3,
the
4,
ground
5,
and
6,
counted
7, 8, 9,
aloud by
10.
Detective Nolan as being 2. The counting continues 3, 4, 5, 6. Though you don't have a clear view of these bills being counted, the audio suggests that he has counted to the number 6. There is a pause.
Oh, so there's nothing on the video. There's nothing on the video. So he's counting this out. And what's to say that little camera just mysteriously stopped showing 4, 5, 6, and he never actually counted it. He's sitting there thumbing out a few for himself. Because he just said that he saw it's clearly on the video camera. No, because it just says right there that it wasn't clearly on the video camera. So he's counting to 6, and then he just counts out, well, let's see, there's 4 guys here, $100 each. Here we go. And then sets it off to the side. You don't know. Prove him wrong.
And it goes on. What seemingly is the arranging of money at the end, while the 2 $100 bills remain on the floor. Next, you hear 7, and a $100 bill is placed atop of the other 2 on the floor. This is followed by 8, 9, and 10. This completes the pile the detective has established and collects it as $1,000. When it appears that he actually has $600.
$10 for every 100. 10% for the big man.
Piles of money totaling $100 each. He begins collecting these piles.
Different officer, but yeah.
He makes 4 piles that appear to be totaling $4,000. With 4 piles remaining, 3 piles were collected and totaled as $300. And the third pile collects as $100. It is clear that it contains $110. This is what I was testifying earlier. A $50 bill and 3 $20 bills. The fourth pile he adds with the other 3 and states on audio $390 and records on a piece of paper $4,390.
Yeah, you notice that they skip over that part of the air. What seemingly is arranged monies in hand while $200 bills remain on the floor. Next, you hear, but they don't say that he sees, a $100 bill is placed atop of the other 2 on the floors, followed by 8, 9, 10. This completes the pile the detective has established. Collects as 1,000 when it appears he actually has 600. Appears, but doesn't show. It just appears that way. So I think he was counting that money off to the side and didn't have it on the camera. He was just counting numbers. Oh, sly little booger. Sly little booger. He got busted.
Though he records $4,390, the video audio suggests to me that he actually has
It
$4,000.
wasn't his fault.
I believe this accounts for the alleged missing $390 associated with item number 1.
All right, thank you.
Oh.
And then you also describe your conclusion with the second bag, and I don't know that we need to read that. The jury will have it back in the jury room if they want to, but essentially you weren't able to account for the $10 from the second bag. Is that right? Yeah.
In reviewing that video footage and watching and listening, I couldn't make a determination to that amount.
All right. And do you know, was this amount of $4,390 on the first bag, was that written on the bag or somewhere in relation to the bag?
He writes it on a piece of paper. I don't recall if it was written
On a piece of
And he
paper.
puts it in the bag then? Is that your
I
understanding?
believe that's what was done.
All right.
Yes.
And the video shows that.
Yes.
They miscounted both bags?
Detective,
Yeah, they miscounted all kinds of shit. They also, let's put it this way, their judgment wasn't very good that day. You know, they were, you know, dreaming of lemon pound cake and Lisa.
Robinson, was your report available to the public if anyone asked for it?
I would believe it would be, yes.
Do you know if Mr. Foreman here or anyone else associated with him ever asked for a copy of your report?
I wouldn't know that. I don't know that.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Evidence bag shows 5,000. Comes back, missing 400. That's all that matters.
Those are all my questions. Thank you very much.
Nope. And now we get to the cross. He opened the door to so much shit. It's just beautiful. I was going to pass on the pound cake, but then I got high.
So, Detective Roberts,
Then he got high.
you did an investigation into, at the request of the Adams County Sheriff at that time, correct?
Correct.
And you actually went farther than he asked for. You actually went and did a complete audit of all 66 money bags in evidence.
I wouldn't say that that was farther. It was part of the investigation.
So he asked for you to audit.
That was my idea.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. And out of the 66 exhibits, did you attach to your report a itemization of them?
Correct.
Okay. And each one you say the amount stated and the amount counted and whether it matched or not?
Correct.
You also indicate if the bag was sealed or not?
I did not indicate that, but they were all sealed when we examined them.
Okay.
Didn't indicate it. Why not?
Oh,
Just
I'm putting, this is a further amount of exhibit 31 of the plaintiff. And so this would be the spreadsheet that you attached to your report?
yeah, and actually, yeah, that's correct. And it obviously states that there were some found what we indicated to be open.
And that would be unsealed?
Yes,
So when it says open on here, it means unsealed.
that's what we put in there. Yeah.
Did you note whether each evidence bag actually had like the number of denominations, like 7 $5 bills, 10 $10 bills? Did
No.
you note that?
Why not? Isn't that what you normally would do?
Did you get a chance to observe the packaging that the original money was in? That was returned to Mr. Foreman?
Thank you, Debbie.
I
Well,
believe so. I don't recall what that looked like, but I believe we had that ability. Yes.
So you don't remember if there was the bills written on it, so many 5s, so many 10s and such?
I don't.
But if you had noted that, that would be in your report?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
I'm concerned with the total amount. Really, not. I wasn't concerned by
mhm,
denominations.
that's right,
but
Big
I
Al.
don't recall if that was on the packaging or not.
But you would agree if you put the number of denominations of each series of bill that was in there on the front of the bag, you could determine whether you miscounted or not just by doing multiplication.
I'm not sure. Perhaps, maybe.
You're not sure you can do multiplication, or you're not sure that you can count up that.
Well, again, I don't know if those denominations were.
You're not sure if you can do multiplication, or you're not sure that you can count that high.
listed on the bag or not. I just know what the video clearly shows.
Oh,
So your entire, so let's ask the question. There was 8 hours of body cam footage. How much body
third
cam
time
footage
is a charm, Mr. Landfill.
I watched all of the body cam footage, but focused my attention on the money count.
You watched all 8 hours?
I watched, well, I didn't count how long it was, but I reviewed I had the entire body cam footage. I reviewed the body cam footage, but I focused my attention on the money count. Now, if it was 8 hours, I couldn't say.
So, but you never put in your report anything about the money being left unattended or anything like that you saw in the body cam?
It wasn't my concern if the money was left unattended because, again,
Why wouldn't it be? You're supposed to be auditing this. You're supposed to be the evidence collector. You're supposed to be reviewing everything, the totality of everything. Why didn't you go back and see that money was left unattended?
after reviewing the body cam footage and the count, and it was listed as $4,390.
The count. One.
That's what was listed on the bag when the homeowner came to collect his money, and I believe to be $4,000 in that bag. And $4,000 was returned.
Okay. So there was a number here in your report. You talk about do you recall what the total amount that was listed on the bag one was? You said it was how much?
I don't know if it was listed on the bag or not. I know that he was writing down in the body cam footage on a piece of paper,
and
I couldn't tell what the number was, but I could hear what he was writing because he was saying it as he was writing it, 4,390.
Okay. So he wrote $4,390 on a piece of paper with the bills.
Yes.
And that was put in an evidence bag.
To my recollection, yes.
Okay. And so your investigation, it's off by $390.
On that money count.
On the first
count. Item 1, yeah.
Okay. And then the second count is off by how much?
It was written as $641 or listed as $641. And I believe the money that was returned was $631 when they counted it. So $10.
Well, $10 was for pound cake.
But you can't determine today what happened with that.
That 10, no, sir, I can't.
But you did make an allegation in your report what happened to it, correct?
I indicated in my report that
But we did
confirming
mistake.
the miscount of monies of $390. It would not be so far to believe that it was a miscount of that money. But again, I couldn't come to any conclusion of what happened to that $10.
Well, no conclusion. So they
You
stole
said in
it.
your report, therefore, due to the history of proven miscount of money with item 1, it would not be so far as to believe the miscount of money occurred in item number 2.
Correct. That's what I wrote.
But you never.
Because our cops are idiots. Oh, geez. Cops with a God syndrome. Yeah, we didn't do anything wrong. We're good cops. Tell us about your life again.
Put anything in here after that that said that you could not determine that, and that was just your guess.
Well, I certainly couldn't determine it, but I didn't. That's not written in my report as word for word what you indicated.
Well, if your report's open to the public, shouldn't it be accurate?
It is accurate.
There could be.
You're saying today, though, that you can't determine, but you said here in your report that you can determine. So explain to me what's accurate about that.
I indicate that it wouldn't be so far to believe that it
Wouldn't
was a
be so
possible
far to
miscount
believe.
of the $10.
But it doesn't go on farther in that same paragraph after that to say that you could not determine it.
No, it doesn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
Okay.
not. This is not accurate
But
to your testimony.
But that's exact. I mean, that's the fact. I cannot determine.
And so that should be in the report here.
I believe by reading that, you can believe that it cannot be determined.
Right.
That's how you read it.
That's how I read it.
And you went and interviewed Mr. Foreman, correct?
I didn't interview Mr. Foreman.
Exactly.
Who did you interview in relation to this?
I didn't interview anybody in
AMQ.
this situation.
Not even D. Russo, the evidence technician?
Yeah, she was with us when we did the audit.
So you interviewed her?
It wasn't an interview,
Well, what was it then?
just indicating of what, providing what we needed as far as the audit concern and the money count. And she was with us when the money was being counted.
So not to be mean to D, but so she was what, just fetching and carrying the evidence for you?
Well, she's in charge of the evidence property room, and
Oh.
that's how we made contact with her.
But you didn't sit there and ask her what she saw when she counted the money when it was returned to Mr.
I
Foreman?
didn't ask her that, no.
Why not?
I'd like you to look at the second to last paragraph. I submitted a subpoena for the raw footage from Channel 19. Why would you submit for the footage of a news agency when you could have interviewed one of the people standing in the room there because she was with you the whole time as the evidence technician?
Well, I thought the raw footage may involve some assistance in while counting money. So that footage was in reference to the money being counted or returned to the homeowner.
So that footage is more important than a witness who stood there, who had power over it, whose duty was the responsibility to watch that.
I think video and audio are just as important. This is in this case where it's clear for item number 1 with a miscount.
But
of the
it's
390.
not.
Okay.
But it's not
But your
clear.
audit showed a discrepancy of over 10% of all of the money and evidence, correct?
I think it was 66 items and 7 discrepancies, the largest one being $5. So whatever that percentage is,
The largest one being $5.
roughly.
The largest one was 400.
Less than $10 either way, correct?
Yes, less than $10, $5 and less, yes.
Okay. So even by your own audit, the second count, which is off by $10, is actually even an anomaly.
Slipped her a
compared to
10.
the other 10% that's miscounted.
I'm not sure what you mean by anomaly, or are you saying it's unusual? Or
No, it's not get to unusual yet. So let's go back to your testimony.
Lisa was like, I'm going to get me some new shoes. Comfortable.
So you testified
Make me
during
look
your
more
audit. You had
feminine.
3 that indicated less, with the most being indicated missing $5 as a miscount, correct?
that is correct.
Oh,
You then found 4 that had more money than listed. with a highest being $2.40, correct?
Correct.
So $10 is more
Yes,
than
it
you
is.
found in the 10% audit, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Guilt by association. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Karen. Yeah, I miss doing the morning streams also.
I can't recall if I sent any copies. I may have. I just don't recall.
You sent a copy to Mr. Foreman, though?
I don't recall sending a copy to Mr. Foreman.
Okay.
Our lemon cupcakes for tomorrow. To simulate Mama's stolen pound cake. I love that. What's even better is these cops lost. These cops lost in a defamation lawsuit because the jury was just like, no, there's nothing wrong with what he did. Oh, freedom of speech. This judge hates it. He hates it because he knows that he could be a target of Afro-Man too.
Did you look at the return on the search warrant?
I did not.
But as far as you know, it would have an incorrect amount of money on it due to the miscount?
The search warrant return should have $4,390 as one count and $641 as the other count.
Which adds up to over $5,000.
Yes.
So, can I have a second count?
Mr. Hand was not pleased. Yeah, he was
Your Honor, no
not.
further questions for this witness at this time?
He's like, let me recover something.
Pull up this report one more time and let me ask you just a couple questions about it to clarify what happened here.
To clarify what happened here.
Natalie, 31? Yes. Looking at Exhibit 31 again.
I thought we weren't trying this case.
Detective.
This weekend, the cops are all picking what rock they're going to hide out for the rest of their lives. No, it's real simple. All they have to, all these cops would have to do is just do their damn job. Ignore what people are saying and just do the damn job. If they're having a hard time, and most of them aren't even in the same in that town anymore. None of them were affected monetarily by this. Okay, none of them at all. And that's what they were going after was defamation. They were talking. He said bad things and mean things about our sheriff's department. It makes us look bad. And oh my gosh, what are we going to do? You do your job. People are always talking bad about the popo. And it didn't stop them from getting promotions or to stop them from doing their job. They were just being, the whole department is being more scrutinized now. If you don't want to have shade thrown on you, then stop doing dumb shit.
I wonder, we could do that. Mine is marked up.
Your Honor, mine is not. We could use mine.
That's right.
Your Honor, mine, just for the record, mine does have one thing at the top that says Plaintiff's Exhibit 31, so I know what it is.
We're just going to use that, just one page.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, but see, if the cops retaliate against him, he has much more recourse, especially after this.
He's resetting it. I hope that doesn't mess us up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
$41. I cannot determine from the body cam footage the amount possibly
That's what he just testified to. Like, your cop
collected.
screwed up.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
And was that true?
That's true.
That's an accurate representation of your
Sure.
conclusion?
Yes.
Sure.
While we're on this page,
Louis
and since
Venom.
Mr.
Good to see
Osborne
you.
asked you
How you doing?
a question about Channel 19 footage, I want to ask you about the short paragraph right above the one we just looked at, where you wrote,
It's
I
so
would like
short.
I would like to note that a news article published by WXIX reporter Ken Baker on August 30th, 2022, a week after the execution of the search warrant, the homeowner reported that investigators removed $4,000 from his home. Why was
Yeah.
that important for you to include in your report?
I felt that if this money was collected, I believe, if I recall correctly, from some clothing, an article of clothing, maybe in a pocket or something of that sort, that it would be strange to have 4,390 tucked away like that. It would make more sense if you had $4,000 maybe tucked away. And when I saw this article, I found it of some interest, so I put that in my report.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, imagine that's all you got.
So Detective Robinson, you found the news article of interest? Is that correct?
Yes.
More interest than interviewing anybody who was there, Brian Newland, Mr. Foreman, or anything?
I didn't find it necessary to interview them.
Oh, why not?
So this news article, though, would have occurred before Mr. Foreman got back his money, correct?
All I recall and what I documented is that it was a week after the search warrant execution.
Do you even know when he got back his money?
Not off the top of my head.
So you don't know if he got it back a week or 10 months later? Is that correct?
Well, he didn't get it back a week later.
So when
but
he
he
made
got it.
that statement,
I
he did not
can't
have his
recite to
money,
you.
correct?
I'm sorry.
When he made that statement to the news, he did not have his money back, correct?
I don't know that for sure, but I
Mr.
don't believe he
Robinson,
did.
How about let him finish? It's easy to step away. Go ahead.
Mr. Robinson, let's cut the crap on this. You said he didn't have back his money a week after the break, right?
I don't know when he got the money back. I don't recall the date. I'm assuming that it was a week after the search warrant execution that he did not have his money returned.
So when he made that statement, you would assume he did not know or have his money back from the police department at that time.
Are you saying he didn't know the amount of money, or
I'm asking you, based on what you just testified to, did he have back his money a week after the raid?
no? I don't believe he did.
Okay.
This is a real simple question answer.
Did you call Ken Baker?
No, I did not.
No further questions, John.
No redirect, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next.
The plaintiff's
All right.
as if on cross-examination.
Here we go. This will be good. We're getting to it. Yes.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as the issue shall answer unto God.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Just straight up yes.
Go ahead.
All right, let's
Thank
get
you,
back
Rhonda.
down to normal speed.
For the record, would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
You are known under the stage name as AFROMAN, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you create music videos and do performances, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50.
All of them.
Yes, sir.
And how many countries have you performed in?
I don't remember, but not all of them, but I've been to a few.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know.
Wow.
You know,
That's a working man right there.
I don't know exactly.
And you have a residence here in Adams County, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been performing for 20 or 30 years, is that right?
All my life.
All right.
All his life, yeah.
And is it fair to say that one of the first big hits you had was But Then I Got High?
Because I got high.
Because I Got High? And do you think it's accurate to say that that song has had over 300 million views on YouTube?
Sounds right.
You have a large presence on social media, obviously, correct?
Depends on your definition of large. There's bigger people than me, but I'm all right.
And
I'm all right.
on Instagram, is it fair to say that you have 247,000 followers?
Yeah, I just got some of them the other day.
You got new ones coming all the time.
Yes. Not all the
Yes.
time. Just here lately.
Just here lately. I
Because the
wonder
trial's
why.
coming up.
Yeah, all the publicity from the officers lawsuing me is running up my numbers.
Yeah.
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 And on
Do you not like
YouTube,
it?
you have almost 1 million followers, 983,000. Is that right?
I haven't looked. It was 977 last time I looked.
Nice.
And on TikTok,
He hit over 1 million.
you have about 392,000 followers.
I haven't looked at it, but that sounds kind of right.
You know when you post something that a lot of people
I'm
want
all
to see
right.
it, don't you?
Yes.
When this search happened back in August of 2022, Mr. Foreman, you weren't at home?
No.
You were driving home from Chicago?
Yes.
And you got an alert from a family member that the sheriffs were there searching your home. Is that right?
Well, look at here. It says surprised bias judge didn't ask shades be removed. Well, and it's he could have, I guess. I mean, he's just so chill, just like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I am surprised the judge didn't say anything. He probably could have, but I mean, he's trying to pay their prescription. Oh, they could be. That is a possibility. They could be prescription. That was a brilliant idea to put somebody like him on and have to ask open-ended questions. Yeah. Yes, and thank you again, Rob. Hey, appreciate you. And it does go to support this channel. I thank all you guys. And if you haven't, reach down there, hit that thumbs up. You don't always have to give super chats. They are appreciated. I don't have super tips turned on right now because something screwy is going on, and I don't want to jinx it. Have it go white screen again. They normally don't when they know someone wears them as a prescription. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
And you were able to turn on your phone and watch through your home security system what the deputies were doing for a period of time, weren't you?
Yes.
Till they tore my shit up. Jeez.
And is it fair to say you were angry and upset about this search?
I wasn't happy.
I wasn't happy. Wouldn't go so much to say I was angry. I wasn't
Is that why
happy.
you posted the things we've seen this week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
Yes. Just like that. Anything that he says after this doesn't matter. It's just like they put themselves in this position. Had they not put themselves in this position, none of this would be a problem. They did this.
And because they executed a search warrant on your home, that gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet?
Because
Is that
They-
right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
yes, for
Yes?
tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport, doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house.
Yes.
That includes
Yes,
the
I
right
did.
to post the videos that you've just been posting up until
Yes.
Friday and beyond, right?
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean I entertain for a living, like you practice law for a living. So I have to go to work.
You telling me I can't work? Oh, Hendrix national
The,
anthem. Start
The
playing right now.
deputies left a
That's
warrant
right.
return at your house, didn't they?
I think they left something with my ex-wife. I'm not sure.
Well, you saw, as soon as the search was over, as soon as you got home, you saw a document that showed exactly how much cash had been taken from the house, correct?
I know I got paid $5,000 for the show that suit was in. I forgot that money was in that suit. But I heard, I don't know what piece of paper.
That's got to be nice. Yeah, I mean, I got paid $5,000 from a show that I did. I totally forgot the money was there. And, how nice would it be just to forget that you had $5,000 just sitting around? I mean, come on. Just like, I put it in my suit coat for a show that I did. I put it in my pocket, and I forgot that it was there. I probably would have found it one night whenever I was, getting ready to put on that suit. And what's this? What's this extra bit weighing me down? Oh, look, $5,000. No, the cops found it instead.
I heard. I knew they took some money. I just knew they took some money. I knew it was 4,000-ish. I knew they took some money and they seized some money and some weed and some I don't know what else. Just minor stuff.
You knew how much money was in that pocket when you came home and saw the warrant return, didn't you?
It was $5,000 from back when I did that show. I remember it was $5,000. But anyway.
So is it your testimony that they actually took $5,000 instead of $4,390?
No, I just know. I know when I did that show, it was with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Red Rocks in Denver. The balance of that show for me, they sent in a deposit, but the balance was $5,000. I put the $5,000 in my coat pocket. I got drunk, I got high, and I forgot to get that money, and I hung that suit back up, and that's where they got that money from.
So it was $5,000 they got.
Yes, it was $5,000 that was in my suit when I got paid in Red Rocks. Now, after all of this stuff, whatever, it's I don't really know the complete number. It's 46, it's 430. The number bounces up and down. But all I know is I got paid $5,000 at the Red Rocks with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa when I played the Red Rocks in Denver.
That's it.
And you got $4,000 returned, right?
I don't know the exact amount.
Well, you were there with the news when you got it.
Right. And the lady at the sheriff's station admitted that the sheriff was short. You can go watch the 19 News.
You knew when you saw the warrant returned, didn't you, that the amount that they were saying was taken was actually more money than was in that suit pocket?
Its property must smell like Willie Nelson's
That's why
tour
you
bus.
brought
Maybe.
the news to the sheriff's office when you got the money back, because you knew that they had miscounted the money and the number on the evidence bag was actually more
I didn't know
money.
nothing. The lady at the sheriff department just volunteered the information. I was sitting there, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News. that
Yes.
the money wasn't right.
You remember in your deposition when I asked you, why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house with AR-15s. So that's
That's a good reason. I don't want to end up getting deleted after these. They kicked down my door. Oh my God. Oh man, Shizzy forced me to grift for my tail surgery. Well, thank you, Venomous Venom. And you know, it is always a good thing to do a little bit of grifting. It makes you feel good inside. Makes you feel happy. And if you like reaching into your pockets, making me feel good, I always appreciate it. Everyone does. That's a hell of a zinger. Yeah. Yeah. Snoop makes me smokes even asleep. That's well used, Epstein. What?
why I brought the news and my attorney. So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the
hay out of
discount.
it.
I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of that. You know, they turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
That's pretty straightforward. Yes.
And they volunteered the information that the money wasn't right. That's just an extra something we found out. But I came with my attorney and the news to make sure the people running around my house with guns didn't take me into jail and do something.
Mm-hmm. It's good reason.
You had a safe in your home, correct?
2 of them.
2 safes.
2 of them.
Did the sheriffs look into those safes to your knowledge?
Yes, they
The
did.
deputies?
Yes.
And how did they get the combination?
I gave it to my ex-wife so the sheriffs wouldn't pull my safe out the floor, take it to the station and put something in it and try to say that whatever they put in my safe was mine. So I went ahead and gave my ex-wife, who I didn't want to give my combination to, it was just safer. I went ahead and gave her my combination so they could open up the safe and realize that they just vandalized somebody that don't even have nothing in the safe.
And do you know what?
Oh yeah, I gave him the combination because there was nothing in there to see. I didn't want them ripping them out of my floor. They already destroyed my house. You know how much it would have taken them to, they would have gladly ripped that shit right out of their damn floor and walked off with them, and then taken them down there, busted them open, destroyed 2 perfectly good safes, which I'm going to have to take out and replace anyway, because now my ex has the combinations to them. Either that or get someone in to change out the combination to it. You can do that also. But yeah, so I'm trying to save time and efficiency because there's nothing in there. Oh, they fully expected to get charges filed and seize all of his money. Yeah. And his car. See, that's the thing. If they would have found, you know, copious amounts of drugs, kidnapped victims, they could have taken his house. They could have taken his cars. They could have taken all of his clothes, all of his money, and tied him up in court for decades, where it would have just been one of the most stressful things ever. You know, you mess with someone's money, and you find out how fast they start going, man, this just is not right. And there's nothing that you can do about it because the government can do this at the end of a rifle. They can do it at the end of a firearm. They can do this to you. They can do this to me. They can do it to the jurors. They can do it to the judge. They can do it to any one of us. They have that much power. And for them to sit there and cry because he's trying to recoup some damages that they caused to him because there's no other recourse he has. He's like, man, I got to pay for my door to get fixed. I'm already out X amount of dollars. What a better way. Kudos on this man. He has no basement in his house. Exactly. But that didn't stop him from, you know, executing a search warrant. You would think that if they're executing a search warrant, that they would want to know the floor plan of the house, which means they could have pulled up the records on it, got a floor plan, knew where everything was as they're going into his house. They didn't do any of that, because if they would have done that and got plans for the house so they knew where every single room was, hidden rooms, whatever there might be, is going to be whenever they build that building, they're required to set a floor plan. And if they would have found out, damn, this guy doesn't have any basement, maybe we need to talk to the CI again. Any number of things that they could have done to avoid this shit. But nope, they were trigger happy little sons of bitches.
Was in those safes?
It was absolutely nothing in the safes.
Don't you keep jewelry in those safes?
No.
Didn't you tell me that in your deposition, that you keep jewelry in those safes?
I do.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home after the search?
I didn't put nothing in the safes.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home?
There was nothing in the safes.
Nothing was in them, so nothing was missing from the safe.
It's just like it. This is not a hard explanation, but you didn't understand this.
You talked to Randy Walters on the phone before you got home that evening during the search, or right afterwards, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He told you that they were taking some money and some vape pens and a small amount of marijuana. He told you that?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
You knew, didn't you, Mr. Foreman, that there had been an investigation by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office into the discrepancy about the cash that was missing from your home, correct? You knew there was an investigation.
Yeah, I knew the sheriffs was investigating themselves.
Yes.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, that's what
And
they were
did you ever
doing.
ask for a report so you could see how bad this investigation of themselves really was?
Yes, I was trying to get involved any way I can. The investigation was going on without any of my participation.
Did you ask for a copy of the report?
I did. I asked for everything. I was trying to be involved. I didn't.
So you've seen the report?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I
No,
just
I
saw
haven't.
it a few minutes ago.
Well, you had an attorney when you got the cash returned, correct?
That doesn't mean anything.
At the station,
Yes.
I had attorney. Yeah, my attorney was present.
Did
when
your
I got my
attorney ask
cash.
for a copy of this report?
It wasn't in it. When I got my cash back from the station, it wasn't an investigation until we realized money was missing.
Well, did you contact your attorney and say, hey, get me a copy of that report?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. While Mr. Klingler wants to talk about his client's attorney-client privilege in maybe way, but Mr. Foreman does have attorney-client privilege with his attorney at that time. And we are going to assert that privilege because it's a privilege he has of right.
And so far, he hasn't asked for anything privileged. So I can appreciate that.
Oh, bullshit. He did ask privilege. Whatever conversation he had with his attorney is privileged. Bullshit. Bullshit, Judge. Whatever conversation he had with his attorney is completely privileged.
Overrule the objection. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your testimony is you never saw a copy of Detective Robinson's report until today.
Yes, sir.
That's what he
And that's
said.
because you didn't want to see a copy of the
I
investigation.
did want to see. You don't know what I want. I did want to see it.
You did.
I wanted everything that had something to do with my money coming.
And that was 3.5 years ago, correct?
Well, no shit.
And you haven't seen a copy of that report that you wanted to see until this afternoon. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Was I not clear on what I said?
I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this go. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it? That's the whole basis of your claim that your money was stolen, is that the amount of money that was in the bags is different from the amount of money that was written.
Tear him up on
Yeah, my
this.
whole thing is they never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing. If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. None of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad about what they did.
I do care about if they stole one. Police officers shouldn't be stealing the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the amount.
How about the lady admitting that she took?
Did you answer my
question? She admitted that she took my money on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
Yeah.
There you go.
Argue with her admitting that she took my money.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go look at her admitting that the bag is short because it stayed open all weekend long or 2 weeks after Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do it right.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman.
Oh, we are.
Nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes.
Yes.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
So it looks like somebody took it.
It was short. She admitted, she said that it was short.
How clear do you need me to be?
And usually it's 10, $5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the lawyer's like, I don't know how to answer that. Let me try to get off this subject because he's getting his ass handed to him. Oh my God. They used his money to start their diets after the pancake scandal. Stealing off his kids' school fees, etc. Yeah. How would they know if it was short if no one took money? That lawyer is a moron. Exactly. It's like we're sitting here counting out the money and it's short $400. That's all that matters. They're short $400. If it's short $400, the money went missing. Money doesn't just magically walk away. It just doesn't magically walk away. Sheriff's Department messed up. $20, I could understand going missing. No, $0, I could understand going missing. We should never be at any point in time any of the money missing. None of, and he's absolutely right in saying this. None of this would be happening had they not come in and busted down my door, got a search warrant, busted down my door. None of this would be happening. Not a single bit of it. He wouldn't have had any reason to make any songs about it. He would have just continued doing what he was doing. He would have went about his life as a regular civilian, just chilling, smoking his own weed, playing shows, living the best of his life. They disrupted his life over a whole bunch of bullshit. Interrupted every single thing that he had going on. Took his money. Doesn't matter how it went missing. That money was not there. To this day, no apology for it. They destroyed his property. To this day, no apology for it. What did he get for it? For them doing that, they sued him. And he wouldn't even be right there if they hadn't come in for getting that warrant.
Posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs and snitching on his friend, and you posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls. He buys them beers and gets them drunk and all kind. That's probably the reason he had to leave the Adams County Sheriff Department, because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Norwood.
All right. You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask.
I just answered it.
Well, let me ask this one again so I can get an answer. Do you remember in your deposition when I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian
Oh,
are true, do
you're
you?
welcome, Florida
And you
Flipper. Good to
said-
see you.
Well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Remember
Yeah.
that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Do we have a copy, another copy of that? Because I'll show it to you, and I can show you my copy. Refresh your
I'll
recollection.
show you my copy. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Don't refresh his recollection.
It's
Tree. You then use the-
thank you, Judge. If I can get it working here.
If I can get it working here.
I would object to using the screen to refresh his recollection. That's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, he can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with the police report. If an officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report. We would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and then we'd re-ask the question.
Yes.
Do it that way. Just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage.
If Mr.
Just make sure you think he reads it right. Otherwise, I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Oh, he reads it right.
So just read it. And then if we want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken, Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on September 3rd, 2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in DJ Osborne's office.
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that you used to film that video that we saw last night with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. And he was.
My new
that
hair makes
actor
me
was
more
sitting
skeptical of
in the
judges.
same chair
Rickles.
that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition,
That's awesome.
wasn't she?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
actor
love it.
played Lisa because like I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera.
Right.
Right.
That's the office
Might
I'm
be.
talking about, and that's the office where I
And Rickles, thank you for the $2 super chat. My new hair makes me more skeptical of judges. That is quite a fro you got there, bro. I love it. Love it. Oh, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Ah, yes.
took your deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that deposition, I'm referring to page 84 of the deposition. I had asked you about,
Object, he's testifying.
No, he's using the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right. So sit down, please. Go ahead.
did I ask you this question and did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman? Question, would it be fair to say these are rumors? Answer, Stephanie said it, and some other people that don't remember, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something. They shake my hand. Yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question, you don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right? Answer.
We'll get to this. T42 says, what happens to line CI? Well, they're confidential, so we won't know. We wouldn't know. The lawyer, then thank you for the $2 super chat, T42. The lawyer was trying hard not to say liquor lilies. Liquor lilies. You are assuming the CI is a person, is real, actually said something. That's true. That would be a true statement. They don't get the reward money for turning someone in. I don't know. Maybe it was 10% of whatever their haul was. Who knows?
Well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
But that's my question.
I've always
Thank you.
put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's
Yeah.
my basis. And I've always.
We noticed that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
your
so-
attorney's going to be able to ask you whatever questions he wants. Right now, I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman. You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys, do you?
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy's butt. It's too much for me. So if you just use your eyeballs, and then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
That's your evidence for posting that
Well,
pedophile stuff
hey,
about little boys.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
I'm going to refer you again to your deposition. If you don't trust
If true,
my
that would
reading
be
of it, I'm
true.
happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But on page 98 of your deposition, on that same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer, no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
Further along there.
Beginning with line 11, ending with line 14 on page 98.
Yeah, that was a perfect
You have
answer.
no evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Since
Yep.
you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back.
I did
to
answer your
deposition
question.
Again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
Your Honor, if I may, can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he does the deposition?
Oh, it's too important, so please be specific. Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
Uh-huh.
I'll be sensitive to that. So you
That's
can
for appeal.
rephrase, I'll sustain that. You made the conclusion you didn't have memory, so
Yep.
you've got to go back and fix that.
All right, Judge, I will. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember telling me in your deposition, Mr. Foreman, that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
And he says, no, I don't have any memory of that.
Yeah, I she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. So, for all the officers was a suspect at first, because I didn't know where. After the deposition, I realized that Brian Newland was in charge of the money, and I knew where to focus everything. But at first, all the cops was a suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras, and I couldn't see what they were doing.
Mhm.
All right. Well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money,
Okay.
but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out.
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
All right. So just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money.
No.
Pretty straightforward answer.
But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation or be here.
Damn right.
And is it true that one of your big motivation really in making all of these posts is to make money?
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under the circumstance that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Yep.
So the answer to my question is yes, your motivation was to make money.
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under the circumstances
Finish
that
the
they shouldn't
sentence.
have been there in the first place.
Have you made enough yet to make up for it?
Not really.
No.
How much have you made on it?
I don't know exactly, but it wasn't hardly $24,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money on today, right? With the new posts and
Gotta hope
advertisements
so.
and things.
It's
you get?
publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
No, publicity. Just me. Just everybody. Thanks to them bringing publicity to this, it's just an opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
Yeah.
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career.
Yep.
All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault. And they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did
Damn.
was searching your house gave
Love
you
it.
the right to do everything you
Under
done.
the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And I think I'm a sport for doing so because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Yes.
You were
Yes.
at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's
Not my
questions
problem.
about how this had affected her, right?
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
And you saw your attorney say, do we need to take a break?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
Yes, sir.
You saw all
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person. She is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So you saw all that.
That's
You
right.
saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter.
Yeah, you don't get into this position by being a dumbass. Okay, that's the thing. You're sitting there going, yeah, he's very, very intelligent. Yeah, he's very intelligent. People get this idea that rappers, musicians, people of that ilk, that they're below or beneath everybody else, and they forget that we have thoughts also. We don't come up with music just by sitting there going, oh, I'm just going to create this song. We don't create videos and movies, and artists actually have a brain in their head. Some of them do, at least. The more successful ones try to surround themselves with people that want to succeed. You don't surround yourself with people that want to destroy. You surround yourself with people that want to succeed, that want to grow, that want to do more. If you surround yourself around a bunch of thugs that want to hurt other people, that's what you're going to get, is being around a bunch of people hurting other people. He wants his legacy to be known as Afro Man, to create. And they came in, kicked down his door, destroyed his life, upended everything, and he's clearly upset. And you can't blame him for being upset, because he wouldn't be in this position today had they not kicked down his door. Had they not got a search warrant on his house, kicked down his door, none of this would have happened. He would have continued living his life just as he was. Thanks, Debbie. We love you also. Absolutely. Sorry. Dragons, you are somebody to me. Yeah.
Who came home upset. You heard all that, but you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it
Because
was
I can.
Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
Yeah. Damn right.
Is there anything that could change your mind?
Thank you for the super
about
chat.
what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Do you want to continue? I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was going to actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so let's just talk about it.
Okay.
Let's
Again,
see.
This was an examination on the plaintiff's case. You get a chance to hear his testimony on his case. There's your explanation. Thanks, Mr. Foreman. You can stand up.
And we're going to pull up his testimony next. So give me just a second. We will let me get this here, and then we'll pull this one up here, because this is I believe his testimony coming right up. Let me see.
Where the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth.
Countries have you performed in?
Let me see.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little.
Let me see if I've got it.
Do you want to continue the direct?
I don't have that one. Let me see if that may have been it. Let me see. I thought I had it, but apparently I don't. Rick Reed, how you doing? Good to see you. The judge, the judge treats the jury like they're idiots. Well, that could be. Yeah, they urinated all over the Constitution and now they cry. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely correct. That is you can't get any better than that. You can't get any better than that. That's exactly what happened. Oh, let's see. We've got, and I just want to make sure that we've got the correct one. If there was a response to that where they did it, I'm going to see. And let me see if I can find it. What I'll do is get in here and let me see. And let's see, get into videos. Let's see. That was that one. And don't know if they have it available. That was the one that is just that one. Transport train, easy health, dangers. Damn. I thought it was here. I'm not seeing it. Why is it not there? Stay tuned. Trial continues. Let me see if it's in this one here. Why? Why is it missing? This judge is the new de Thomas's. Yeah, there is one from the ex-wife of the cop who said this caused his divorce. She is a teacher. Yeah, I've got that one. But I'm looking to see if there's any of his testimony where his attorney was asking questions. Yeah, that's right. I don't think they redirected Heather May, ex-wife's testimonies damning for plaintiffs and judge. Yeah. I don't think, they didn't redirect it. Okay. That makes sense. It's just you change your sign. You're not stupid. That's from last night. If you didn't see it last night on the experts, yeah, we're using stupid chizzy now, because why would you have smart chizzy? The ex-wife is a cop, creams his lies, a judge insults her with, ooh, Okay. Well, we've got that one. We've got that one up. So I'll just go ahead and share that. So you guys are saying that there was super tips link. Well, French Psycho, it doesn't play on this. I don't have it set up to play on this. So yeah, we're not. If you guys are doing super tips today, I appreciate it, and we'll get to those later. I do also want to thank Debbie Baker for the $25 cash app. That was absolutely wonderful. I think it's 25. No, it was 20. Thank you, Debbie Baker. She did this yesterday, and I missed it yesterday, but I do want to thank her for the $20 super chat that she did to my cash app. I thank you very much. One of those cops should. None of those cops should be employed. They shit all over the oath they swore to uphold. Yeah, and they could have gone about so many different ways. The only defense witness was the wife. I think they retired for a few consultation, then rested. Okay, that's easy enough. Now, I don't know if we're going to get booted after 2 hours of this. We'll find out because they've got some funky stuff going on with StreamYard, because this is the free version that I'm using, because everything went bonkers on everything else. I must pop off. Have a great rest of your stream. I will catch the rest on replay. Well, thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day, Heather May. And it says the judge is miffed. He had a long speech ready for a guilty verdict. I bet he did, Miss Debates. I bet he did. That's absolutely insane. And thank you for the 5 spot. That is very kind of you. I appreciate you. And I think it might be time for an Afro in the White House. No, that's not a position he wants to have. You know, that he's like, you know, I'm an entertainer. I'm not a politician. So let's get on with this right here before my day gets away from me, because I've got all kinds of things to do today. But let's watch this.
You've worked with kids for how long?
30 years.
You got into the mind of kids pretty well.
Yes.
When they would play Mr. Foreman's song Lemon Pound Cake, did they take that as a literal fact from your observations?
No.
Were they laughing and joking about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
I think I've heard
Sorry,
it.
no, strike that. I'm going to give you the complete song and then summarize it, because I only want to say it once. Are you familiar with the song Wet Ass Pussy?
Yes,
Is that a rap song?
it is.
Has your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
When they were listening to it, did they think that was fact?
No,
So they didn't think that was depicting anything in real life?
no,
So you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
right. No, I did not.
You've heard the song.
You know what I got to say is I love it that she's got the 80s hairstyle with the hair feathered back. It's pretty awesome.
Correct?
Yes.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No,
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women,
no,
even though it
Yeah.
says nasty things about them?
yeah, no. I mean, it's the artist's opinion, I guess. That's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Mel Clump with a $3 super sticker. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you. So nice.
So, Ms. Grooms, has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Would you believe it would have affected your life while you were married to Sean?
If it had any effect, I guess that would be the time it would have an effect.
But as his spouse, you would have expected it.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want you to go into too many details, but is it fair to say that Mr. Foreman, the posts about the police department, everything had not a damn thing to do with your relationship between you and Sean and why it came to an end?
No, it did not.
So the posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage.
No.
Nope.
So any statement to the contrary would be false?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's absolutely fine. I mean, whatever you're most comfortable with. I just love it that she's like totally authentic. This is how I like my hair, and I'm happy with it just the way it is. That's all I'm saying. I just love it. Hey, she's excellent. Another one of those don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answers to. Yep. No matter how many times Judge tried to say she's a nobody, she gave excellent answers to what she thought happened in her marriage to an idiot cop. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Thank you.
Morning, Ms. Groves.
Good morning.
I'm sorry you have to be here.
I am too.
Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Where to start?
Exactly.
You never sought a protective order against your ex-husband, did you?
Yes, I did when we divorced.
Do you have a
The
good one,
divorce,
Heather
yes,
May?
I had a restraining order.
Did you got a restraining order?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Were you aware of the posts that were coming out after 2022 about the sheriff's deputies and calling them thieves and that sort of thing? Did you ever see any or hear any of the songs?
Some of my students referred to it and they would say, I saw your husband in the video. And I would say, yeah, that was him, and turn around and walk away. I didn't elaborate on any of that, no. And
Why-
they
Yeah.
didn't either,
Why didn't you elaborate on
because I didn't think it was the student's business.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So they had seen your husband in videos,
Yes,
Well put.
and did you tell your husband about that?
Why would
about,
it?
That your kids had mentioned it?
no, it was just a mention and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody cared.
Did you ever, you saw the posts yourselves or videos yourself, or did you just hear about it from kids?
I saw part of it and then I heard about it.
Okay. And did anyone else in the community ever say anything to you about these videos or posts?
No.
Just your kids,
It's my students in the school.
students? Okay.
Yeah. It's like, it's not me. I don't care.
The song that Mr. Osborne asked you about,
It's
does
a
that
beautiful thing.
song refer to a specific identifiable person?
I don't think so.
Yep. Restraining orders happen almost every divorce.
Those are all my questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Rhonda, Mr. Klingler asked you about your students. Your students saw the posts
Yes.
and they articulated it to you?
Yeah. Just say, hey, I saw your husband in this video.
Students can, would it be a fair statement to say children can be mean? Cruel?
Absolutely.
You've seen instances of them being cruel?
Absolutely.
Are they cruel to both other students and teachers?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's going to happen in divorces. I think whenever my parents divorced, there was a restraining order that they stay away from each other except for like handing off the kids. Like the level of that restraining order was, that he would show up at a certain time, kids would be ready to go, he would pick up the kids, and he would go about his weekend. And then whenever the weekend was over, he had to have them back by a certain time. And if he was going to be, knew that, there's always a little bit of leeway in there. So if he wasn't right there at 7 o'clock on Sunday night, it wasn't like, the cops were being called or anything. But of course, then she'd just be a pain in the ass. But yeah, it's not uncommon during that stuff to happen. Come on down to Texas. That hairstyle, a middle-aged lady would fit right in. Damn right it would. And like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with you. Do your hair however you want to. I just love it that she's just on top of it. I mean, hell, if she was my teacher, she is, if she's this chill in this kind of situation, I bet she is just a blast to have as a teacher.
I don't like bringing up sensitive subjects, but has any of your students ever been cruel to you in the past?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay. Would it be fair to say they've said some pretty mean things?
Yes.
You see, I'm trying not to ask you what they are, but are they shocking names?
Coming from my students, I mean,
I'm not surprised.
in all honesty, it's, when they're mad at me because they didn't receive an A, yeah, they get mad.
And they lash out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're not calling names a fact or anything.
No.
And thank you, Rob Pate, for the $5
And they've
super
seen
chat.
these posts.
Yes.
Did your students treat you any differently?
No.
So could you point to any instance where a student treated you differently due to the posts?
No.
I don't know. She didn't say. They didn't ask. She didn't tell. I won't assume.
I'm going to ask this question. You said you're sorry to be here. Why are you sorry to be here?
Because from my recollection, my ex-husband had said that this was part of the reason we got divorced.
No further questions?
Whoa.
Klinger? No further questions. Mr. Osborne, am I right to understand this witness was a lay witness?
Pardon me?
This was a lay witness, not an expert, right?
She's a lay witness to testify to what she would have experienced in this.
And the only reason I did that is to explain to the jury that people sometimes have training experience and can make opinions as experts.
Judge, how much have you had to drink today? Because this is irrelevant.
The doctor comes in and medical.
You're just trying to say that she, don't listen to her testimony. What her testimony was like. This is how it affected her. Saying, our life was going about, and my ex-husband wants to blame this on Mr. Foreman. This is why we got divorced. That's not why we got divorced.
Malpractice case, they're an expert. This is a lay person, the same as any other. Some of the questions spoke generally about society and public perception.
Look away, Mooney. We appreciate you.
Opinion.
Hey,
When in
Rob.
fact, as a lay witness, she can only testify about what she experienced herself. So you have to understand the scope. She's just what happened to her, lay average person, not educated expert. Thanks for being here. You can make the excuse.
Yeah, he's out of another county. I think he's out of Wayne County or something like that. But yeah, he was brought out of retirement specifically for this because, they couldn't find anybody that could try this in that particular courtroom. So he had to come in out of retirement to do it. Yeah. She's an expert in her marriage. That's right. That's right, Jack's mom. She is an expert in her marriage.
Go ahead, Mr. Osborne.
And
Your Honor, I'd ask for a short 10-minute break so I can.
all right, let's see. We'll fast forward it, end of the commercial break, and let's see what he says.
So closing arguments are meant to be the opportunity for the lawyers to tell you what they think the evidence means.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you needed to know. All right. Let's see. We got that there. They're doing a little sidebar, taking a little break, and that's all you needed to know on that part. Let's get to, we're going to probably play him on a faster speed. So bear with it.
Candies?
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. Have a seat. But actually, it was about 45 minutes, so I didn't gauge my time very well, but thank you for your patience. We are moving ahead, as you know, so 15. But Mr. Klingler can kind of manipulate his time depending on how he wants to do it. So in an hour, you'll be talking to me for about 30 minutes of instructions before you start your deliberations. That's what's ahead of you. You can take notes, you can write down argument, not evidence. Go ahead, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. And I do have subtitles on for this.
Morning, folks.
Good morning.
When this trial started, I told you it was about intentional lies that are designed to hurt people. It's not about freedom of speech. It's about defamation.
No, it is about freedom of speech, and for them to determine whether it's defamation or freedom of speech. And guess what? They determined it was freedom of speech.
It's about false light defamation, intentional lies designed to hurt people. You've heard all the evidence. You've seen the witnesses. I'm not going to go over it, but I will say a few things to underscore what I think is most important for you to keep in mind
Oh, yeah.
as this case
Do
is
this.
turned over to you, from me, from the plaintiffs to you. Mr. Foreman perpetuated lies intentionally, repeatedly, over 3.5 years on the internet about these 7 brave deputy sheriffs who've lived in this county for years, risked their lives for this county for years, done their job, been in the community for many, many years. Mr. Foreman did it intentionally. Mr. Foreman knew that what he posted on the internet were lies. He knew there was no theft. He knew there was no sex with Randy Walters' wife. And he certainly knew all of the stuff he's repeatedly posted about Lisa Phillips up until Friday and probably later were lies too.
And he'll continue posting.
What are we going to do about that? Mr. Foreman told you from the witness stand, there's nothing we can do to stop him.
Yep.
Because he
That's
has
right.
freedom of speech
Correct.
to
He
lie
does.
about people intentionally. During jury selection, we talked about that.
Is he
And
lying?
you all agreed that it's not okay to tell an intentional lie about someone that hurts them.
Brave and so
We all
bold.
agreed. And the judge is going to tell you that in the law that he gives
That's
you.
correct, Big Al.
So Mr. Foreman is legally wrong when he says he has free speech to tell harmful lies about people and get away with it. That's just legally wrong. You
No,
also told me in
it's
jury
not
selection
true.
that even if somebody does something to you that hurts you, that you think is wrong, like a search warrant execution that you think was unfair, even if somebody does that to you, you told me, we all agreed, that that doesn't justify telling intentional lies designed to hurt people. That's what you think. That's what the community thinks. It's what decent people think. But Mr. Foreman thinks it's okay to do what he's done over 3.5 years because
And the jury agreed.
they executed a search warrant that broke down his door and disconnected his cameras.
Yes.
You heard from the witness stand from Mr. Foreman the callous indifference that he showed.
Towards somebody that showed callous indifference towards him. And it wasn't indifference. He was very vocal about what he thought about these cops. Kicking down his door, destroying his property, taking away that sense of safety that he had. And none of this would have happened had they not done that. They wouldn't even be here for this. he never would have made those videos. It wasn't like he sought them out to create these videos. They sought him out and he responded. They didn't like the response.
To what he's done, the harm he's done. It's imprinted in your minds, I'm sure,
For them.
like it is in mine. The tears,
The tears, the
from some of
agony.
these witnesses, don't forget that when you're
No,
back in the
don't.
jury room.
Don't,
That's what this case is about.
don't forget it. It's about their tears, their fifis. Are you trying to think of a way to frame it?
You are here because you agreed to be here. You showed up on the first day. Not everybody does.
That's right, French.
A lot of people don't respond to their summons. You did. I asked you, do you want to be on this jury? And you all said, yes, I agreed to be on this jury.
What does that have to do with anything?
You're all here
Of course
now.
they did.
In this
Or else
place,
they wouldn't be here. You'd be
This
saying it to a
courtroom.
different set of jurors. God.
and I believe there's a power higher than us that brought you here today to
Oh,
do
let's bring
this job.
let's
that
bring the
you are
Lord
chosen
Jesus
people
into
to
this
do.
one.
Nobody else is going to do it. There's not going to be another trial. There's not going to be a second chance.
Nope.
This is the day to decide whether Mr. Foreman gets away with what he's done,
Gets away with what he's done by paying
deserves
his bills.
something to make up for what they've been through, and whether the community is told that what he did is unacceptable. It's not okay.
Absolutely, it
We
was
talked
okay.
about different kinds of damages. There's not going to be
That's right.
economic damages in this case. There's no doctor bills. There's no damaged property. There's damage to
There was damage to his property. He's not getting anything out of this. I wonder if he'll get attorney's fees for them bringing a lawsuit against him and losing. I wonder.
reputation. There's pain and suffering. There's public humiliation. There's everything you saw and heard from these
It
detectives.
tells me they weren't smart enough to get out of jury duty.
And the only thing you can do as a jury to decide this case
That's right.
is to render a verdict of
Ah.
one that somehow stands in, somehow represents the harm that these deputy sheriffs have been put through over 3.5 years. That's all you can do. You can't issue an order that says stop. You can't issue an order that says, say you're sorry. All you can do is issue a verdict for an amount that
He doesn't have to say he's sorry
stands in
because he's not
represents
sorry. He's
what they've been through,
unapologetically.
what they've lost.
What have they lost?
No one else is going to do it.
What have they lost? That's the problem. You never showed what they lost because they never lost anything. They didn't lose their jobs over it. They didn't lose promotions over it. If they left someplace or quit, it was because there was disability. It was because they were going to retire anyway. They didn't lose anything. What, a reputation? What reputation did they have in the first place? Not a bit.
The judge isn't going to do it. Court of Appeals isn't going to do it. It's your job. And you're the people meant to do it.
You're just going to go on and on and on and ramble.
Now, I told you in jury selection, if we got to this point, I'd try to give you some ideas about how to evaluate what kind of verdict might make sense in this case. I told you then, and I'll tell you now, there's no formula.
Mm-hmm.
There's no easy answer, but there is an answer. And it's the answer that you folks decide among yourselves fairly represents the injuries that these
They
deputies
lost their already. Yeah, there you go. They didn't
And
have a
I'll
reputation
start by
except for being
posing this
shit.
question. Do you think that if there had been an advertisement in some newspaper that said, we will give you $2 million if you are willing to go through what Lisa Phillips has been through for the last 3.5 years? Would you take that deal? Do you think she would have taken that deal? Yeah, $2 million, that's a, maybe I'll.
What are you rambling about? Like, seriously, get to your fucking point. What? That you're thinking that he thinks that, having his door kicked down is something that he wanted to go through. But apparently she didn't have the consideration to maybe, look at her fellow officers and go, why are we doing this again? Have you done enough research? Like, think outside the box a little bit and say, hey, maybe this isn't something we should be doing. Maybe whenever his money shows up missing, you don't just, go, well, that's damn breaks. No. Screw her and her bullshit. Like, this is on her. Every bit of anger that he has about this, every bit of his safety gone.
Go through that. Of course not.
The trial was quick.
Do you
Absolutely. 3
Randy
days.
Walters, do you think Brian Newland, do you think any of these deputies would have accepted some amount of money in order to go through, in exchange for going through what they've been through?
Well, it looks like that's what they're trying to do. They put themselves in this situation.
I don't think so. And I think nothing is worth going through what they've been through. And of course, he says he's not going to stop. He
Nope.
says nothing can stop him.
Nope.
Maybe something can stop him if you tell him through your verdict that he needs to stop.
I'll tell you what. You know what? You could pay me to. You know what? $2 million. Talk shit about me. Hey, I'm down for it because right now I get shit talked about me and I don't get paid for it. So hurt little feelings. I'll tell you what, Afro Man, you make a song about me. I mean, you can just low cut me, all kinds of shit. Pay me $2 million. We'll sign the contract tomorrow, brother. And you can just talk shit about me. You can make 10 millions off of me. You pay me $2 million, I guarantee you we're good, brother. Pay me $2 million. You can talk shit about me. We can talk crap about you for free. Exactly. But hell, if you're going to pay me $2 million to make me cry, damn, let's go. You give me $2 million, I'm all in. Yeah. Oh yeah. $2 million. Whew. We're talking about early retirement. Man, I will have this. I will have YouTube like eating me up. Let's do it. Shit.
I'm going to tell you what I believe is a fair verdict for these plaintiffs.
Yes, it has.
And it's up to you, of course, again, to make the decision. But I would ask you, I'm going to ask you, and there's a verdict form, which, excuse me 1 minute.
In that part of Ohio, you probably could retire.
Folks, I'm going to show you these forms that you're going to be filling out, just so you're familiar with them.
All right. I don't want to hear about his
Just an
forms.
example, you're going to have a different Sean Grooms, Sean Cooley, Justin Cooley, and Mike Estep. I'm asking you to be a verdict.
Okay. All right. Let's hear the closing part. Let's hear his closing. Yeah, I didn't want to hear about jury instruction. You know, that's the judge is going to do it. Yeah, Roy, that was a good analogy.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. This has been a long 3 days. It took a second for me to even count the number. It's been so long. A lot's happened. You've done your duty as jurors. You've paid attention to the evidence. I'm proud of that.
Mm-hmm. So proud of you.
What makes our country great is you have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to people in the community to see this, weigh the evidence, and make a decision. And I'm proud that you guys are here and doing that. We started this time, I talked about this case was about freedom of speech. But let's talk about what it's also about. It's also about music. Not all music is tasteful. Not everybody likes all music.
Yep.
There's some songs I hate. I think we can find plenty of people that find songs they do not like.
That's
But
right.
Mr. Foreman, Joe is a rapper and comedian. It's what he's done his whole life is rap, make songs. We got to think of what rap is, because music does not exist in a vacuum. Music evolves over time. Take a look at jazz. It's evolved. At one time, it was distinct in a certain subculture, and it has now expanded. Rap is the same. Rap started out as a means for people to express social commentary, opinions through entertainment. Look at the song by NWA. What they call it? Fuck the Police. I think I said that right. It's a social commentary on what was going on in their lives. Their personal effect, the personal things happening to them, combined with entertainment, which unfortunately is exaggeration. Opinion, nothing of fact in that song. It's a commentary on society. And so when you look at rap, you see that over and over again. I had my secretary print me a couple songs, rap songs, while I was pouring a cup of coffee. And the first one was Carly B, WAP. I find
Nice.
it bad to
Good
say
thing,
what WAP
Big Al.
means, but it's a popular song. I think it's somewhat derogatory. But then again, I'm not the audience for that song. And I know that. I know nothing in that song. Nothing
That's right,
Talking
Dragon's
about-
Gravy.
is true. I know it's entertainment. I know it's social commentary. Miss Grooms testified even her students knew that at a young age. The same thing I knew when I was watching Johnny Carson, the Late Night Show, and SNL, Saturday Night Live, with my grandfather when I was a kid. That's all entertainment. They make fun of everybody for entertainment. And some of it is
Third
social
generation of industrial decline.
But it's
Yeah.
not fact. And everybody knows that. Nobody looks at Lil Wayne's song Pussy Monster and says there's a monster in that song. Everybody knows it's exaggeration for entertainment. Is he commenting on something? Sure. But it's not fact. And I can keep going. Megan Thee Stallion with sex talk. I mean, it just goes on. They use
Over
derogatory language. It's designed
over
to entertain.
And over.
Drew Hastings, former mayor of Hillsborough, was a comedian. I got to go to one of his stand-ups. Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't. Some of his jokes, like those of Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, some of them are not tasteful, but they're still jokes. They're not facts. And we know that. That's what a reasonable person listening to that would understand.
Exactly.
And that's the point. This is not a vacuum. We don't live in a vacuum. Let's face it, if we lived in a vacuum, we'd all be dead because we couldn't breathe. So we live in a world full of everything, where we see things. We watch SNL. We know it's entertainment. We know it's going to pick on people. We understand that they're picking on public officials. They picked on Joe.
Yeah.
They picked on Trump all the time, Sleepy Joe. I mean, go down the list. Even Teflon Ron was made fun of.
Yep.
So as you go back, nobody thinks that's fact. Nobody's going to take it that way. When they post their clips on YouTube, when they post their clips on Facebook, people don't look at it and go, that's the truth. No, they understand it's comedy. They understand they're going to talk about it going forward. And if you look at his posts, you see the little signs of that too. Iteration. Things that you see in a song. I mean, because after all, you know, a song's catchy, right? It has beat, song, you know, words rhyme. You know, she thinks my tractor's sexy and, you know, it sticks with you. And we listen to Lemon Pound Cake. You heard the iteration. You heard how it came together as entertainment. So we don't exist in the vacuum, and a reasonable person doesn't exist in the vacuum. As the judge said, you are a reasonable people. You get to decide what's reasonable, which means you get to use your experience. You get to use your understanding of what those are, of your understanding of Joe, of your understanding of rap music, music in general. I'm not going to sit here and say
yes, he
that
was.
people were happy about what happened to him. I'm not going to say that. That'd be stupid.
But I want to trim
What I am
his.
gonna say is they are public officials. We see it on the news all the time. Public officials made fun of.
Yes, we do.
Let's go back to voir dire. During my voir dire, we talked about, with the one juror that's gone, we talked about that. Yes, I ran for public office. She agreed. I put myself out as a public official. She agreed that it was an opinion when someone called me a baby killer. Even our witnesses on the stand, I asked that question. They said a crooked defense attorney is not a vine. It's a matter of opinion. Crooked cops, dirty defense attorneys. Oh, wait, one witness did want to say I might not have taken a shower. But those are all opinions, exaggerations, not statements of fact. And we know that. And that's why public officials are held to a higher standard, because that standard is what is expected of them as subjecting themselves to public scrutiny. They all testified that people have criticized their work. I mean, after all, we look at the search. There is, even Mr. Newland admitted it wasn't perfect. I think we can see from how the money was handled, the investigation. I would have liked to have seen a more thorough job myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have the chain of custody, the money that just leaves it laying there. Mr. Newland didn't know that. We have an unsealed evidence bag. We have 10% of all evidence, money evidence in the Adams County evidence locker miscounted. And then keep in mind that that miscount on those is less than what is alleged in this here. We got people saying we had a miscount, yet they can't even bother to notify the court in an official document that they made a mistake. Just let it ride. As far as the public record knows, which they never corrected, Mr. Foreman never got back all this money.
Yep.
They want to talk about an investigation, but they can't even put in a single piece of paper to correct his mistake. I don't know if I call that lazy or what, but I think it goes to what you consider a fact. Because what is a fact? We can't always know what a fact is. Fact is something you can disprove, right? But can we truly disprove that? Looking at all the evidence, there is questions. If there's questions, it's not a fact. Now, people will form opinions based on that. I formed an opinion. I imagine everybody here's formed an opinion. We know that they formed an opinion because they didn't like being called a thief. So that was their opinion. But people are allowed to have opinions. People are allowed to express them.
Facts are the money is missing.
People are expressing when they call them thief is not a literal statement. It is not a fact. It is a social commentary on the fact that they didn't do things correctly. And they can't even articulate how they could fix it. That is a social commentary if I ever heard one. They don't like it. That's not their choice to like it or not. They're public officials. They're going to be held to higher standard. Their work's going to be criticized.
Nice.
I mean, that's just what happens when you're a public official. No reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. They've all been called names before.
Mm-hmm.
Has it affected them personally? Yes. Ms. Grooms testified it made no difference in her life. Her kids didn't take it seriously. And she's taught for damn near 30 years.
Damn.
But they seem to take it seriously. And I come
You
back.
look young for being teaching for 30 years.
Going out on a call and being shot. Now, maybe I'm old fashioned.
Good morning.
But if I'm going out on a call, I'm worried about getting shot. I'm going to call my wife and tell her to be safe. Not sit here and go, I'm worried about me. That's not what you do. You take care of your family. Mr. Walters wanted to point that out. That just goes to show us he didn't take it seriously. Now, I'm not going to say they're not afraid. Anytime they go on a call, the highway patrol will tell you scariest things at traffic stop. You know nothing about the person. You're there by yourself, and things can change in an instant. Is that scary? Fuck yeah. I'd be scared. But if you're truly scared, you take the steps for it. You start having your family do stuff. You start doing that. If you believe what you're saying, you take the steps towards it. He didn't take the steps. No one else talked about how they took the steps either, did they? And why does that matter? Because a reasonable person is going to look at that. After all, let's go back to me not taking a shower. How would you know I didn't take a shower? Hair clumpy, matted, or got dirt all over me? That's how you would see. That's how you would prove if that's an opinion or fact. Now, even then, you might say they just fell in the mud. But no reasonable person would take it in the vacuum. And I want you to think about everything in context. What rap is music, how it's entertainment, how the language works on it, how jokes are made. I want you to think back to it because that colors how you see it. I love picking on Joe. He's a good sport for it. Look at that suit. Does this look like a man who thinks that everybody's going to assume that everything he's saying is fact? I mean, he's like a comedian. He exaggerates for the sake of entertainment.
It's a nice suit, though.
I'm not going to say it's tasteful to everyone, but some people do find it entertaining. I asked an important question about them. I said, do you believe everything in the newspaper? No. Do you believe everything you read on the internet? No. We all know that to be true. A
I
reasonable
love
person
this
knows
little house prayer.
that. People can post opinions, social commentary, and
Steven.
things all over the internet. And it is just to be expected. That's why we are
Yes.
supposed to use our own filter, use our common sense, use our experiences in life.
Mm-hmm.
So while hurtful, it was not fact. It was music, entertainment, stuff that no reasonable person would understand, especially not a public official, because we see it on TV all the time. We see it on the internet. You see it on Facebook. Sometimes people want to turn off Facebook because there's so much political commentary and stuff. But that's expected. Do I expect everything I read is fact? I don't even think most of it's fact. I think it's everybody's opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one and it stinks. But that doesn't mean they can't have it. That doesn't mean they can't express them. That doesn't mean they can't make a song about it.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is a defense. That's why we talk about the theft. That's why we showed all that. Because I wanted you to see how the money was handled. There's a lot of confusion around it. And for that reason. Before I get to another point, I want to address something that's bouncing around my head. Bob says, what does this message send if you find for Mr. Foreman? I rephrase that question a little differently. What does this message send if we find that music and social commentary, while maybe not the most tasteful thing in the world, is silenced because a public official, while hurt by it, yes, unhappy by it, yes, pissed off, yes, emotional, yes. What opinion does that sound? I mean, if you can sue people, music artists, comedians, to shut them down, that's what we're looking at here. I'm sorry they feel the way they do. But there's a certain amount that you have to take as a public official. It's part of the duties as a job. As we talked about during voir dire, as I've talked about them being called a baby killer, there are certain things you take and you move on. It's part of the job. The plaintiffs, or I should say,
No, I don't know if there would be anything else coming out from him legally. I mean, you know, I think that there might already be something else that's ongoing, but I don't know. I mean, it would have been current and it would be ongoing, but they weren't allowed to discuss that in this trial. This particular trial was about defamation. Whether he defamed them, whether there was going to be any damages, if so, and where they were going to go from there. And for them, they lost. Like the jury was just pretty much like, yeah, I mean, we don't find any reason for this.
Bob talks about how they wanted it to stop. Where was the certified cease and desist letter? Where was all this done?
It was done after they filed a suit against him. Instead of filing this, going hiring an attorney and saying, hey, can you please stop? I mean, it doesn't mean that he would have had to listen to him, but there was none of that there.
None of that was done until after they started the lawsuit, until after they brought it to court to make it stop. That's what they wanted to. They wanted to make it stop. Yet they asked for money. The commentary on them is nebulous at best. You can see that.
I'm sure he does.
Gomer Pyle. Ping Pong Bundy. Some of these names are not as bad as others, yes. But they're all for artistic purpose. They're all for jokes. They're all for entertainment. This is not to paint them in a real life. No reasonable person would think that.
Oh, speaking of funny songs, if you guys are here towards the end, I've got a new one, and it is good.
Because even Mr. Newland agreed.
Until you see the video for it.
When he was called a pedophile by Mr. Foreman, yes, that is a horrible thing to call a person. But even he said it was Mr. Foreman's opinion. So he didn't believe it was fact. If your own witness doesn't believe it's a fact, how can a reasonable person find it's a fact? Bob went to great lengths to say nothing will stop him. Shows us where we're at. We got to stop his expression. We got to stop entertainment. We got to stop exaggeration. That's what Bob's talking about. What chilling effect does that have?
There's a tear in my beer.
You don't like what a commissioner does. You don't like what our prosecutor does. You don't like what any public official does. And you make a joke and you're drugging the court. It may not have been a tasteful joke. It may have been a bad joke. It may have been the greatest joke ever. But what we're saying is if they don't like it, we're back here. What does that say to you, freedom of speech?
Yep.
What does that say to the world we live in? That's what this case is about. And Bob knows that. That's why he mentions it. That's why when you look at defamation and the jury instructions, you'll see that the first element of it is a statement. Portrayal of fact. Has to be portrayed as fact. No music video portrays as fact. I don't watch Fuck Those Police and turn around and say, you know what, that's a fact. No. I say that's a song, it's entertainment, and move on. Sometimes I try to figure out what the words mean, you know, what kind they're getting at, but I don't expect them to present a fact. Fourth element is the proximate cause.
Fix his gate, fix his door, fix his cameras.
Because you'll get the definition of causation and proximate. And we never talked about that really during the trial.
Poor Lisa. Make him know, Lisa.
None of those posts. Joe never said, call them and tell them this. Mr. Cooley testified that they mailed pound cakes to the office. Joe never said send them a lemon pound cake. These are things that other people have done. Joe never directed them to do it. He didn't cause it.
Correct.
He made a joke. He cannot control how people take it. What they do, he's not that. All he can do is make a joke, make a song. So that's something to consider. Was he the proximate cause or was it someone else? I want you to understand when they get to the question of malice, if you get that far, it has to be actual malice. Public officials, it's a higher standard.
Yep.
Why? Because we hold public officials to a high standard.
If she only had a brain.
Let's talk about the false light. That's their second cause of action. That says that a reasonable person would be justified in the eyes of the community, feeling seriously offended and aggrieved. I want you to go in on the eyes of the community. They want to say people's humiliating them, calling them names. The reality is a reasonable person in the eyes of the community is going to say, it's a song. It's a joke. I was flabbergasted to hear it myself, that they even thought it was a joke before they brought the lawsuit. Go to the Halloween party and bring a lemon pound cake. I almost have no words for that, honestly, because we're hurt, but it's a joke. Which one is it? So a reasonable person in the eyes of the community would understand it's a joke. Mr. Eastep testified about the joke of the shirt. We got the pound cake joke. There's various jokes for this. This was not as negative. This is not change their view in the eyes of the community because your reputation, which is what they claim is hurt, your reputation is like a shirt. You eat a hot dog, you drop mustard on it, you get stains on your shirt. Nobody's reputation is clean. Everything you do affects your reputation.
Yes.
The way you perform your job affects your reputation. They all admitted to that on the stand because I asked that question. They all said it does. How they counted that money affects their reputation. People can form opinions based on how they did their job and criticize them on it. That's the right we have.
There you go. So the pound cake is a very wholesome way to protest. Exactly.
A lot of time to prepare as things change on the fly.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I think,
like I said, if he, you know, the best thing that he could do if he receives those pound cakes, either eat them, throw them away, or sell them, or give them to the poor community. Man, there's so many things you could do. Maybe get grandma's pound cake recipe, you know, and autograph them. Like, dude, you could monetize this, but you're wanting to cry because of hurt fifis.
Because you go back and deliberate, take a look at all these exhibits, analyze it in the context of music, entertainment, opinion, social commentary. It's not a fact. And if you look at it, you can see that. Like I said, it may not be tasteful, may not be nice, but even SNL's not nice. South Park's not nice. These
Nope.
things are social commentaries, jokes, entertainment, and some of them are not nice. But you don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everything said about you, and you don't have the right to tell everybody that everything said about you should be sued for, especially if you're a public official.
I mean, look at Chuck Norris. I mean, you know, rest his soul. Chuck Norris, think about this. Chuck Norris became like a punchline. You know, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth out of his way. You know, that, and you know, he even, you know, and I hear this story about Chuck Norris where, you know, he first saw those and he was like, man, do people really not like me? And his wife said, no, that's not it at all. They said, they're talking about how badass you are. And he was like, oh, hell. And once he looked at it from that perspective, he got in on it. And those jokes became like a whole genre of itself because he embraced it. Like, and he was just like, let's go. I mean, he even wrote some himself.
As such, I ask you to deliver a verdict in Joe's favor on all claims.
Absolutely could have.
I ask that because when you look at it, no reasonable person could see it as a fact. No reasonable person could see it as even false light. The community, if people called them, that's because the social commentary resonated with someone, resonated with what people experienced in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We've lived through a turbulent year, so we've all seen on the news what people are experiencing all over the country. Social commentary resonates because of that. That doesn't make him the proximate cause. That shows a deeper concern in our country that we should be addressing, not sitting here trying to decide if a music video is a fact or not. That's what's at issue here. And I'm confident as you go back in deliberations, you'll come to that conclusion too. And with that, I thank you again for your service, because it is not easy. And what you're about to do is not easy. It takes time and deliberation. It takes hard work. And I appreciate that you guys are willing to do it. And I reiterate again, that's what makes us a great country. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Mr. Clayton.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, he's angry.
Nothing Mr. Osborne said about sexually explicit songs out in society refer to specific people in the community, like the songs that are at issue here. It's not-
Police officers, public
We all know
officials.
that. These weren't opinions. Mr. Foreman didn't say, in my opinion,
Damn
Brian
right.
Nealon is a pedophile. In my opinion, they're all thieves. In my opinion, I fucked his.
That does not, using the words, in my opinion, mean nothing. Whenever it's absolutely clear that what he was making was a joke, a commentary. Big difference about a public official. You know, people use this as some sort of shield for saying bad things or actual defamation. Well, in my opinion, that doesn't absolve you from saying bad things.
Wife doggy style. He said it like they were facts. And I think Judge Hine is going to instruct you, based on everything that's happened so far, that these were not opinions. They were stated as fact. And your job is to decide whether those facts were true or not. And we know they're not. The case isn't about lemon pound cake. It's about intentional lies designed to hurt people, and they hurt people.
Oh, my fifis.
If somebody in the jury room says, well, what about his First Amendment rights? You know, and the law tells you, that doesn't allow lies that hurt people. If someone tells you it's just artistic expression, he ought to be free to say what he wants.
Yep.
The answer is he's not allowed to wrap up harmful lies into songs, so-called art, put them out there and get away with it. The packaging of the lie doesn't make it okay. The message was clear. And Mr. Foreman doesn't get to wrap himself in the American flag.
Yes, he does.
And say, you can't touch me. I can say what I want, no matter how untrue it is, no matter how much pain it causes people, no matter for how long.
Oh, again, buddy.
I have freedom of speech. You can't do that. I'm confident.
Wrong
You'll tell him
again.
you can't do that. Thank you.
Yes, he can.
Let me acknowledge Mr. Osborne.
Your Honor, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My thing is, I was going to ask before we read the jury instructions if I could if we could have a restroom break for that, because I know it's going to take some time to read.
Everybody's going to stand in their seat and stretch. Nobody's going to leave the room but you. Because you're pretty prompt with that, so go for it.
Thank you.
All right. And also, Rob Pate says, for your information, Winchester area where Afro-Man lived is a 98% white. Not hard to figure. Real reason for the raid. Well, I mean, that would be a guess. I mean, I would agree with you, but doesn't mean that that's true. It could be that they were given bad information and they didn't do their job. That's the way I look at it. And thank you very much, Rob Pate. Looks like a lawyer wants to cry to sway the jury how hurt their feelings were. Yeah, that's what they're looking for, is to try to get it to that point. Let's see what the judge has to say real quick.
Because I did good work making it possible for me to get to the point where I can give these instructions to you.
All right. Yeah.
There are two claims, what we've called defamation, and deciding which side of the scale they go on.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not allowed to infer, because you took notes, therefore you also did something else. You can't.
Whatever.
What the lawyers say. You heard opening statements, closing arguments. That's not evidence. It's helpful. It's necessary. It's built into the system, but it's not evidence.
Yeah, we know all this. If you've never heard jury instructions before, that's all this is. He's just giving jury instructions. And, you know, that's what it is. And nothing more than that. But the best part of all of this, is just that the final bit that makes it all so much better is whenever he comes in here and rifles through his papers and has his little thing to say here. Because, you know,
with regard to decorum, I don't expect any responses from anybody. It's
I love
been an
this.
emotional case. It's been
If you guys stick
case
around,
stories
I
that they
do
should
have a
do, the parties
song.
do what they should do.
I love it.
I just want to remind everybody that how the verdict comes out isn't something of public comment. So if you have an emotional attachment to the verdict, don't express it. Wait till you get out of the building before you let your emotions out.
Hey, Debbie Webb. Baby bottles. E6 died. Chuck Norris, rest in peace to the legend. Yes. Feelings justice. And he goes on and on. He's sitting there looking through this just like he can't believe it. He's just like,
So the verdict forms are properly executed, properly completed. Copies will be made available to the
get to it, Judge. He's looking twice. He's like, does anybody just, son of a, they're pretty unanimous in this. And it was quick too.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed.
Yes.
So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the sheriff's department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand adjournment. You're welcome.
And look at Officer Feel Good over here. He is pissed. He is so pissed.
You guys want to go on into the railroad?
That is so beautiful. All right, you guys ready for the song? Let's see if we can get this thing queued up for you. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is absolutely glorious. This, I think you guys are going to love more than anything. It is because, you know, all of my chat, and I mean all of my chat, and all of these chats around here, you know, the people that have been following Jeremy Hales and reporting on this, following the court cases, you know, this creature came out of the woodwork. Yeah, this particular creature came out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden started calling all of these people sheeples. You know, they called them sheep. They said, you know, they're following horrible things. They're being mean. They're idiots. Calling you, chat, a bunch of idiots. And I couldn't let that ride. No, because my chat is not a bunch of idiots. My chat are the best around. So I want to introduce you guys to Mutton Flop. You want to know who Mutton Flop is? Well, this is Mutton Flop right here. That's Mutton Flop. Oh, there it is. Mutton Flop right there. That's Mutton Flop. You see, Mutton Flop has issues. Mutton Flop is actually a walrus in sheep clothing. Absolutely a walrus in sheep clothing. So, you know, I wrote a song about Mutton Flop here. Mutton Flop has made the stage. You know, and I was so worried because, you know, Mutton Flop is a angry large walrus that has, you know, a bad problem. Slurping on chicken skins. So, you know, I add Mutton Flop into our lineup of wonderful songs that we've got. Mutton Flop has their own song. I think you guys are going to like it. This is for Mutton Flop.
Ba. 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 They're sheep. Baba, something's off in the flock tonight. We'll stretch wrong and it fits too tight. Calling everybody sheep in a nicotine preach. But the stop marks leading in from the beach. You bleed real loud and the gravelly croak like a foghorn wrapped in secondhand smoke. I can't keep my eyes off you. Good grief, that fleece got draped on a greasy beat. That's a body disguise you're wearing there. Smells like ashtray, fryer, grease, and despair. Crying sheep while you creep real deep. Mutton flop in wool where the lamb should sleep. Bye, sheer deception. But tape love needs an inspection. Bluff, but the flop runs deep. Your chain smoking loud in borrowed sheep. You were mad, you were sick, you were playing meat. That police can't hide that beach, that streak. We graze on facts, you smoking deep. Mutton flopping sheep.
Oh yeah. Tell us, Mutton Flop.
Sermons from a hay bale thrown in a rusted voice like gravel and bone, calling folk sheep while you stuff your face, crunching chicken skins with smoker grace. You wobble around with a tusky sneer, coughing out judgment for all to hear. That halo slip, that act all weak, and the grease keeps leaking right through the fleece.
Ba ba ba.
H-R-M-P, ba ba, H-R-M-P, ba ba ba. here playing past your games. You puff at the herd, call us naive, but the zipper's screaming and we don't believe. Share absurdity, wool too cheap. A smoky old walrus in the flock so deep. With voice like a muffler, packed with tar. Still acting slick while you cough through bars. Wah, bah, bah, sheer drama. Mud, tin, flop, oh Lord, your trauma. Oh, we yell sheep like a genius critique with the smokers rasping a fryer reek. By disguise, by physique, chicken skin crumbs on your wool boutique. We graze wide awake, we don't sleep. You can't bluff long in a flock that peaks. Ba ba ba, mutton flow. Fake little fleece, but the act won't stop. Huff and puff with that crusty wheeze. Still can't pass for one of these.
That's because I muted myself again. I'm boomering it. Button flop is new. Yeah, sound is gone. I muted yourself. Yes, I know. Because I'm a boomer, damn it. I screw things up left and right. Don't you know this? If you have figured out that I mute myself all the time. Yes. All right, you guys, I'm going to send you over to go see the Broken Baker, show him some love, and give him my regards. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm not sure if I'm doing anything tonight. I want to spend a little time with my wife. We're probably going to be doing a nice little fire pit tonight and just kicking back and relaxing. So if I set up a stream, I will be there for it. I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock tonight if I do one. We'll just see. It'll be a good time. But like I said, I want to spend a little time with my wife this weekend. The weather, it is like 75 out right now. 71. Sorry, I take that back. It's 71 degrees outside. The sun is shining, and I have a bunch of yard work to do. And I think you guys, you have a wonderful one. You're heading over to Willis. Is Willis streaming right now? If he's streaming, I will send people over there. Let me double check before I do that. And I will, if he's streaming, then I will send people over there. Let me double check. And if he is, then I will send you guys over to Willis, because let's see. And why do I not see it? He may not have redirect turned on to him. That could be it. If he doesn't have redirect turned on, I can't send people over there. Let me double check. And if he is, I may be able to pull it up. He's scheduled for 12 p.m. And let me copy this in here. And I will copy link address. And I will see if it will allow me to send people over there. If it does, yeah, see, here's the thing. He's got redirects turned off, so I can't send people over there. Sorry, I would do it, but I can't. Tell him to turn on his redirects. If he doesn't know how to do it, I'll tell him how to do it. But I would totally do it. He doesn't go live until noon on Saturdays. Yeah. yo, he's doing 15 minutes. I can't redirect you over there. He's got redirects turned off. You learning from Megan? Yeah. No, that's why it shows up like that. But anyhow, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I am sending you over to Broken Baker, but you are free to go anywhere that you like. I will see you guys very, very soon. Oh yeah, buddy. And with that, we will give you a nice little outro. It won't let me do the outro because it hates me. So we'll see. We can do this another way. Here we go. Why is it doing it? Remove. And why is it acting so funky? Stop all that and remove from studio. And here we go.
Breaking news or whatever. They're on another one.
Yes.
Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang, squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2020, 22, my God, but they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pieces since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess. Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang. Tighter circle, smaller brain. Gang, gang. Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same screen like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen? Gang, gang, synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang, standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's filing, send them scrambling again. Gang, gang. Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang. Refresh, refresh. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. See y'all same time tomorrow. Gang, gang. Don't be late.